Ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired. Welcome to BFA. The Battle for Azeroth. I'm going to do something a little weird and out of order, and I swear there's a good reason for it. So before we actually start BFA, we're going to do a little bit of War Within. For anybody who hasn't, and who cares, please vote. Your deadline for voting is this first shift. I'm going to take down that vote today. Might take it down after the second shift, but either way, the deadline is today. See a little bit better? I swear there's a logic to what we're doing. Okay, I'm kidding. What I do is I throw a dart at a board to decide what I review any given day. Is this spoilery? Yes.
Moss walls play a vital role in the
Chop.
upkeep
How long will it take? I don't know.
Work cycle interrupted.
Did you see anything? I was just at the forge grounds picking up a jewelry commission, and all of a sudden everyone was shouting like the Corway was under attack. Again. But it was not that. Some peacekeepers were heading towards the depot, where crafting shipments are sent up from the deeps. I bet it has something to do with the machine speakers. The peacekeepers ushered everyone away before I could see what happened. But maybe you can sneak a glimpse.
Faith. Order. We must remember both.
The problem was, I thought about doing this off camera, but this is something that needs to be reviewed, so we're doing it on camera. And we have to do it before we get to War Within, so this is as good a time as any. Also, what is in my frickin' mail? What? Yes, fine. Delete. Go away forever. Throw it on the ground. Alright, so. What is going on over here? Operations here are suspended on suspicion of smuggling. Be advised, relaying your last tasks truthfully is in your best interests. I swear by the edicts, this is an honest operation. What's going on here? Move along. This is an Oh, my apologies. We may actually need your assistance. Councilward Merrick's has authorized trade goods from the deeps to be transported through this depot. However, we have received a tip that more than crafting materials are being sent and received here. Dornagal observes strict rules about what we trade with and whom. All commerce must serve the edicts, not the interest of individuals. We do not abide unsanctioned trade. We have started going through the crates here to find smuggled goods, but we haven't found anything yet. Help us look. What do you mean, Robostal? Go through the crates. I want to see anything that you find. It's just crafting supplies from the deeps. Nothing else, sir. Oh, I can't wait for the chiefs to be amazing. So let's see. So we got some high-quality coal. Several briquettes able to burn for several hours at a time. Nice. Assorted chisels of different shapes and sizes, specialized for a variety of stone types. And a moleskin apron. Prevents scorching and splattering from molten metal. Okay. The tip we received is from a highly reliable source. There must be something here. That is odd. These are very normal trading goods. There is nothing illicit here. Is this all that you found? Thank you, Asmir. There has to be something we're missing. The tip we received was from a very reliable source. We have no reason to believe we were being misled. The Council Word will want to get to the bottom of this, and I refuse to disappoint him. We haven't been able to get any information out of these workers, but maybe you will have more luck. Speak to the ones we have detained here and see if we can learn anything. Okay, let me throw up a shield for no reason. Take this up a bar, take this up a bar. I was told this depot is closed for investigation. Is that so, Krigard? Councilwood! Yes, we received word this supply line is being used for smuggling. I see. Have you found any proof of these activities? Not yet, sir. But Netherwind is helping us to get to the bottom of it. Can I just say I love the Earthen outfits really quick? Just absolutely adore them. Look at that. Sorry. We'll get there. I do not know anything, I swear on the edicts. My directive is just moving crates. Earthen abides by his directives precisely. This is an honest operation. Who are you? We oath-sworn owe no outlanders any explanations. Oh. I have no idea what Krigard is talking about. Fine, fine. The crates have false bottoms for hiding goods, but we do not know what is in them. I swear to the Titans, I did not know about this. Aha! False bottoms in the crates. Very clever. That could be proof by itself to shut down this depot for good, but for the Councilwood's records, we need full reports of any smuggled goods we find. That explains how they have been smuggling goods into and out of Dornagal without our auditors knowing. Excellent work, Netherwind, but now the fun part of our job. The crates will have to be broken open and smuggled goods taken into evidence. Smash the bottoms. Bring what you find back to me. So what do we got? An arrow quest line instead of what WoW does. Yeah, maybe like in a single-player RPG Robostal, something like that. You can see that Wyken. So these are... Oh my god! Ah! Ah! What's back in my... I just... FF14 is one step away from single-player, yes. It is as close to single-player as it's possible for an MMO to be. This hurts! Oh, Jesus! Okay, I wasn't ready for that at all. Holy crap. Heal up after that. I will say this, to finish answering a little bit. I've said for years... Ooh, underclay. Hang on, we got, Nubian silk, woven from Nubian webs. Ooh, very, very nice web. Infused with holy oil from Hallowfall. This mud can burn for weeks. What else we got? And some glowing shards, which produce a bit of spark of electricity when broken, and some receipts. Each one is signed with the same person's name. Steelvein. Okay. He frowns as he looks over the goods. Some of these goods are from Aj Kahet. We are specifically forbidden from trading with them in any capacity. We cannot risk any resources falling into the hands of our enemies. The Council Ward must be informed. Receipts you found. Steelvein is a known smuggler we've been chasing for a long time. The Council Ward will be pleased to finally have solid evidence on his activities and even on his whereabouts. Bring these receipts to Merrick's immediately. He'll want to study them in detail. He said he was heading back to his office, so you should be able to find him at the Council Ward's Rise. Correct, Esmiristar. I'll package up the rest of the evidence to bring to him later today. Good work. Due to suspected ties with the smuggler Steelvein, this depot is hereby closed indefinitely. You cannot do this. My directive. Your directive today, Yura, is to not be depressed today. So I was just loading the document with all of the WoW positives. We're up to 1,408 story positives. Gross, obviously. I don't know what you're talking about, Pillars of Snow. Yes, I think Pillars of Snow's lost it. No, I was craving WoW the whole time, Gowry. Just I was jonesing. Just a little bit more. A little bit more WoW, please, I'm begging you. That is a difficult directive, jokes aside. You know, I could see that as Miristar. Oh, man, let's grab this really quick over here. Up here, looks like. The council ward has stepped away. If your directive is to make a delivery, leave it on his desk. Okay. Nice place, actually. Too bad we're not covering any of the doodads or visual storytelling or any of that yet. Because this is War Within territory. Like, one of my favorite tidbits is they actually have crystals for lanterns. Just straight up crystals. Big roaring fires, and it's too big for, like, a source of heat, which is ridiculous. Like why would they need that much heat? And it's too big for cooking, so what is it? I'm going to spoil this for you. This giant area here, this is actually like their bath. I've seen a couple of times where the Earthen will go in there and that's just where they chill, right? That's where they relax after a good day of work. I love it. Lots of gems, books, vials. Yeah, beds in the inn have braziers in the bed. It's great. I love it. Anyway, sorry. Bunch of cool stuff. But again, we're not covering this just yet. I just thought I'd gush for a second. Forgive me. I apologize. The office is indeed unoccupied. A pile of letters is scattered haphazardly over what you assume is Mariska's desk. It appears he left in a hurry. The topmost letter is open and unfolded. It says, there has been a situation. Expect delays. Signed, Steelvein. Interesting. Well, I'm sure it's nothing. Oh, apparently I have a vault waiting for me. Thank you, Aniruth.
Moss walls play.
Shut up. Hey, look, it's something I'm not doing. I do love how there's an honest-to-God freaking, like, rainbow portal, you know? I'm not even mad. I love it. They have a rainbow portal for Valentine's Day. I want a thing that makes my portals rainbow looking. Like a cosmetic, you know? It's like I summon a portal and it goes, it's all rainbowy. I guess I will take that. Oh, nice helmet, too. I'm hideous! I'm hideous! Alright, alright, Woke portal. But what about the droid attack and the Wokies? Look, I'm proud of that joke. I'm gonna keep saying it until someone somewhere laughs.
We are all the Emperor.
I don't care who. Okay, so it should be... Sorry, so I haven't done this quest chain if it's not obvious. That's why we're doing it on camera. So I'm kind of trying to find the next step of it. I do know there's one step in which is out here somewhere. It was out here. Now it's not there. I have not, Hazardous. Not quite for BFA, but yes. Okay, here it is. Councilor Merrick's requests your presence in his office. He received the documents you left and would like to discuss Steelvein with you further. She regards you as if unimpressed. She also seems to be an earth in a few words. I like her glasses, though.
Resuming work cycle.
Is it in here? Is it up there? It's up here. Hey, Judo Joker. Thank you. As always. Yeah, honestly, they need to go more into cosmetics and not monetize them. I actually had a really horrible thought the other day. One second. So it's going towards Siphon, Filter, Omega Strain, Cyberpunk. No, the correct question, Spartan, is have I actually done any of the patch content at all? To which the answer is no. Splinter Cell Double Agent. You got it, Judo Joker. Thank you, as always. Or will I, until PAX is here. I didn't finish answering Robo's tall question. I apologize. Headaches. So, I love that. It's even refracts to make more land so cool. The idea here is, I say constantly how much I think WoW and FF14 and Guild Wars 2 and ESO should all basically steal from each other, right? And I'm not actually joking when I say that. I think that there's a lot of good things that could come from that kind of cross-pollination. That's what I call it. And I have been proven right about that a dozen times, because there are lots of features that these games have taken from each other and used to good effect for their game. But that's all like things like features or quality of life concepts, or, you know, things to improve the game overall, not core structural things. Because as weird as it sounds, I don't think that each MMO should be identical. This goes back to what Robostar was talking about. Would this game benefit from having essentially just one singular MSQ and really nothing else in terms of its overall content chaining? And my overall answer to that is no. I do think WoW's approach to its structure is a good thing and should remain. I know it's not for everyone, and that's fine, but it is a good way to keep it distinct from something like, say, FF14, and both of them have their own distinction from something like, say, Guild Wars 2, right? So, you know, going through the MSQ of a zone and its chain as it leads you around with the occasional side quest, which then leads to the next zone, which leads to the next zone, and so forth and so on. I like that. I'm with that. And that's very WoW. God damn it. Stop tracking that, please. Oh my god, stop tracking that. But anyways, we'll get to BFA proper in a minute. Let's continue talking to this Earthen. Excuse me, Council Ward?
The edicts must be followed.
You heard him. Well, if this isn't the bane of Dornagal smugglers, excellent work. The city is no doubt safer because of you. Yeah, I was asked to bring some receipts to you. Ah, yes, Steel Vein. He has made quite a name for himself in my city. His name is whispered with reverence in the streets. Many under my authority do not approve of an unknown entity bending the edicts for, well, whatever it is he does. And yet Steel Vein remains at large, evading capture. Curious, is it not?
Very well.
Steel Vein is a paradox in a city founded upon order and rules. Perhaps this presents an opportunity.
Must go.
You are in a unique position to learn. You met those who would bring this bender of edicts to justice, but what of the people of Dornagal? What do the Earthen think of Steel Vein? Humor me. Take the smuggled goods you intercepted and bring them to their intended recipients. Tell them the items are from a mutual friend. You might be surprised to learn who benefits from these illicit deeds.
We must talk.
Once you have delivered the contraband, meet me outside the Foundation Hall. I could use a bit of a stroll. Yeah, no, by the way, I'm already building positives in my head for this quest chain. This is really well written. Already. I love it. I guess this would be Prime Opt? Put it under Prime Opt. I actually unironically think the new player experience is in a pretty decent place right now. not great. I don't want to, like, oversell it, but I do think that if you pick up WoW right now, it's a lot better than it's been literally ever. What I find most interesting about that statement is they've already stated outright, by the way, yeah, fire baths. I should call them fire baths. They've already stated outright their intention in the next few years, probably, to overhaul and improve the new player onboarding experience. No, you do, Colgrim. Absolutely. EVE Online, I hate to keep using the low-hanging fruit, but EVE Online is a perfect example of an MMO that has been very, very slowly dying because their onboarding experience is terrible. Right? Like, it's... New players don't join EVE Online, so it just very, very slowly bleeds out. That's the fate of most MMOs, to be quite frank. One thing I will always give WoW is that they have actually made efforts to improve the onboarding new player experience multiple times. You know, obviously there was the BFA thing, but several people forget how they did the overhaul in Warlords and the overhaul in Cataclysm, both to try and, you know, improve the overall experience and make things smoother for brand new characters. Brand new players, I mean. Not characters, different thing. And this expansion, the one we're staring at, War Within, did another overhaul. It's the thing that improved Chromie time and the interface for that, as well as smoothed out how Chromie time works in general, and is the one that basically established the standard of play whatever until 10, and then go start Dragonflight. And I know that might not be what anybody wants, but in the interest of honesty, it's worth noting that that's a pretty good new player experience. Play to 10, which, you know, that's your tutorial, and then you get a quest to go start Dragonflight, and a button that teleports you to the Dragonflight quest starter, at which point you just go and start doing Dragonflight. Well, this is what Ismirstar was talking about. There's your bed with the hot coals under it. I love the detailing. But we're not giving that positives yet. And yeah, that's another thing. While FF14 objectively has a better demo, getting FF14 up and running and playable for a brand new player is entirely too much of a hassle, especially for someone who is not already tech savvy, you know? Someone who isn't already someone who knows computers and or computer gaming. By contrast, WoW is more or less, you know, plug and play. Install Battle.net, hit the install button, hit play as soon as it switches from install to play, done. That's it. It is astonishingly easy to do. FF14 isn't dying. There was actually an article, I commented on this recently, which was saying, oh my god, FF14's dying, and it's dying because of Wuklamot. And I'm not even exaggerating. That's actually what the article said. But my favorite thing about the article is that its evidence for that was the current player count figures, which I decided to go ahead and double check myself, and found out that, try and be surprised, were complete lies. Player base is fine in FF14. So no, FF14 is fine. No, my worry is Square. I've said this before. Square has always been... Thank you, Polka Sweater. Square has always been the biggest enemy of FF14. You could argue that Square is the biggest enemy of Final Fantasy in general. But, no. Square is the biggest enemy of FF14, and the biggest thing I'm worried about when it comes to FF14. Because Square... There's a reason I call them squirrels for brains. Because it's not fully an insult. Not in the same way as other companies, right? We can pretty easily predict what's going on with a company like Ubisoft or 2K, right? Because they're evil and they're dumb and they're stupid. Their patterns of activity are very easy to track and to predict. Square does who knows what. They do whatever the hell they want to, and there is no predicting what Square is going to do. That's why I call them squirrels for brains, because there's just squirrels in there going... Hi, Dragon Player. That's my worry. That has always been my worry.
What is your command?
If you're here for leisure, you'll need to book an appointment with the bath matron, but you may need to wait They're awfully busy right now and in short supply of, well, everything. Yeah, I got a shipment from a mutual friend for you.
May the Titans...
My underclay. There is no better healing salve, but it's hard to come by. Ah, this will further my healing directive. Yeah, exactly, Kira White knows. We know what EA is going to do. Android Wilson is very predictable. Actually, I have, Yura. Do I find it fun? No. Not my thing. That's why I've only watched a little bit. Don't get distracted, Laura. Titans preserve you, Outlander. You need supplies taken out of Donegal or into it, then I am your quarry. My directive is delivering supplies and trade goods, no matter the recipient. Yeah, I got something from a mutual friend. Ah, Nerubian silk rope. Makes holding ore very easy. Very illegal, but Steel Vein always provides. No, what did Laidlaw say? I mean, I was actually asked to comment on the EA thing yesterday or the day before. I think it was Friday, actually. And I'll go ahead and repeat my response here now that I'm on camera. Wilson is either outright lying or a complete moron. And if I'm being honest, it could also be both. If you put a gun to my head, though, I would presume he is lying. He is telling the investors what they want to hear. You again. Listen, I don't want any trouble. Whatever happened with the Peacekeepers was not what it seemed. It's okay, I brought a gift from a mutual friend. Well, crack my chases and call me a keeper. I know Steel Vein had connections around the city, but not like this. I'm glad someone around here can get around the edicts to what we need. Not that I have anything against the edicts, it's just... well... never mind. Say, while you're here, can you pass a message to our mutual friend for me? I'm listening. Steel Vein is not on greased gears with Argdrin's crew, the ones who run his shipments from the deeps. Give me the message, will you? Sure. Like I said, Kara White Noise, I think he's lying. I think he's just speechifying. I love it. They're just polishing the giant diamond statues they have. Just maintaining the grounds. Earthen are so cool. Sorry, I cannot wait to gush about the Earthen. But anyways, moving on. I mean, lol, Mr. Floyd Pickerton. Who are you? Whatever.
Very good to meet you.
Hothen mentioned Ogdrin, you say? He is trade overseer at the Ringing Deeps. If he quarreled with Steel Vein, that certainly concerns me. Yeah, that's why I said lol, Mr. Floyd Pickerton.
Go where the...
If we're to solve this quarrel between Steel Vein and Argdrin amicably, we'll need to make some new friends. One of Argdrin's employees, Obstorn, frequents a Cinderbrew speakeasy in Dornagal. Only machine speakers may enter. Even as council word, I am not able to access it. There are others in the city who can. Bevruzi, a Gundergaz trader, should be able to give you access. If you can grease her palms, she may supply you access.
I have work to do.
Bevruzi plies her trade near the Gilded Exchange. She might be willing to trade with you. By the way, what do you think of my transmog? Not me, my mount. I spent entirely too much time getting these, the various armor and paint pieces in Dragonflight. Didn't even get all of them. It's very alliance-y, admittedly, but I love blue, silver, and gold. Yeah, some of them are just really a pain to get. Some are just rep-based, some are RNG. It's all over the place. Bevruzi sizes you up and down for a moment and chuckles. I won't lie and say I'm not curious about how you even know about that place. Still, I can't give up the pass rune to that easy. It's valuable. But maybe we can trade. I don't have time to trade. I need access. Okay, what are you looking to trade? A vial of liquid opal, huh?
Back to work. Stay productive.
You polish my back, I'll polish yours.
Keep me informed.
I've heard liquid opal tastes remarkable, but no matter how often I peruse the auctions, it's never for sale. It's quite rare. Luckily for you, there is one person who can find the stuff. Vogret, Market Reeve of the Foregrounds. Nothing circulates in the city's flow of trade without her knowledge. I don't often try to do business with one as connected as her, but you'll have no qualms about it, I am sure. At this hour, you'll find her by the inn.
Watch your step.
Wait, what are we saying we have no hope about, Giga? Oh, Mass Effect. No, I have zero hope for Mass Effect 5. Absolutely zero. Dragon Age 4 may or may not be a good game. And by all accounts that we've already become aware of, was severely sabotaged at every step of the way. Mass Effect 5 has already been more sabotaged than Dragon Age was already. Another Outlander come to do business. Be a dear and grab me a mug first. You want me to what? Also, nice beard. Alright. Speaking of, so Earthen females can have beards, right? What I like most about that, just grab one of these, is that they somehow make them look feminine despite having the beard. It's subtle little stuff. It's the kind of stuff that I don't think I'm qualified enough to really comment on. But most of the beards have, like, feminine curves to them. Right? Like, look at her face right there. You can kind of see how it kind of comes down. It comes like this, and it actually accents her face nicely. In other words, what I'm trying to say is someone didn't just copy-paste the beards on there. Someone thought about how they should be applied there. But I digress.
Speak and be heard.
So, whatever business you're here for will have to wait, dear. It's been a terribly long day, and I've yet to have my first mug of cinder brew. I don't do business until I have had a taste of its sweet fire. Oh, that was quick. Thank you. You must need something very urgently. I am Vogret, Reeve of the Foreground and Markets. How may I serve? Yeah, I'm looking for liquid opal. I'm told you have the resources to acquire some.
We will continue speaking.
I can acquire liquid opal, and in return, I require a favor. My auditor is late with this week's records. Fetch them for me. Also, how many of you have noticed this is a very FF14 quest chain? I don't mean that as an insult. It's just, it's very much jumping out at me how much this is an FF14 quest chain. You notice there's been effectively no gameplay so far, aside from one instance of having to beat up a few bugs.
Do you have a query?
The Earthen doesn't acknowledge you as he pores over the stacks of scrolls and paperwork around him. Yeah, I was sent to collect some paperwork.
May the Titans
Vogret sent you. Well, if she wants her paperwork, then you're helping me with mine. Start with that open manifest and fill the blanks. Okay, checklists, spaces. Several categories and sections remain blank, evidently left unfilled by a merchant who was hastily filling it out. Okay, I begin filling out the blank section. Okay, so the first section of the audit was filled out by a famous Earthen author. They seem to have forgotten to record the title of their most popular book. Okay, so we could call it Lord of the Pans, a historical guide to earthen cooking tools. Cut to the chase, styled wire weaving for beginners. A steaming freelance novel, Firebath Mercenary. The legendary adventures and crazy antics of Archmage Nethermint. Oh, that's me. Forgery 101, the art of forging official documents. I'm panicking and don't know what to write, or we can just scribble a bunch of nonsense. I'm going to go with... Let's keep the freelance novels going. Firebath Mercenary. Second section of the audit was authored by the local crystal tender. They forgot to record their name. So we can say Belga, Magni, Malachite McBitey, Netherwind, the Blood Elf, Dagran Thaurazun II, Steelvein, or Tyven. Let's go with Malachite McBitey. No, I'm not going to be mean. Screw it. Malachite McBitey. Cycle's best-selling product, Malachite Bites. The third section of the audit was authored by someone selling spiced oil. Spiced Gundar oil. So we could say their occupation is either spicy pepper vendor, oil rig operator, Gundar oil and Gundar oil accessories, Archmage, trading post mannequin, or council ward of Dornagal. Let's go with Gundar oil and Gundar oil accessories. We'll just go all the meme answers. There, that was most of what she needs, except you'll need to sign this work order. Okay, let's go sign the work order. Excuse me?
Do you have a query?
Task interrupted. I'm a little busy at the moment. You're here to make an order. Please see Uthaga outside. No, I need your signature on this document. Lordran should know the chaos here in the city has backed up our supply lines. My order of magma cores from the deeps never materialized. I cannot complete this work order, much less sign a form stating that I have. Where can I find it?
Return if
in the forge grounds furnace. Depleted magma cores are used to keep the forges hot. Okay. Also, mild amusement. I love that the people perusing the jewel crafting area. One of them's a Draenei. Anyways. Moment, please. Dropping a bucket of positives here. I appreciate you guys not spoiling, by the way. Even as Giga is desperately trying to get y'all to spoil. Thank you for avoiding temptress Giga. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I'll just grab one of these. Oh my god. Why are my buttons wrong? Oh, that's why. Hi, there.
Communication initiated.
The magma core is the last reagent for this repair. It is an old heirloom for someone that is out in... It is an old heirloom. That is all that matters. Yeah, I brought you the magma core. An elemental attacked me for my trouble.
The Titans will...
Another magma elemental in the forge. I am sorry. Hopefully my signature is compensation for your trouble. I will have this fitted before the courier arrives. Thanks again. Oh, right. WoW has always had good world building. I think I've proven that over the last few months, if I can be blunt.
The coreway must be protected.
I know, right, Kira, nice.
May rook nor round take you far.
I needed a guide to find the bugs, Yura, and I remember that distinctly because the guide I had was flipped, because of the mirroring problem. That was the only thing I used it for. Also, you may have not even noticed, but you see that wonderful cinder brew there?
Carve your path.
It's probably not super obvious, but it is glowing with heat, because it's called cinder brew for a reason.
Work cycle.
I would not recommend drinking that as a flesh person. She speaks without looking up from the paperwork. The city certainly is a busy place.
May rook nor
Each
round
corner of the
take
forge
you
ground
far.
works in unison with each other like cogs in a machine. All it takes is a single piece to fail to bring it all down. But despite the disruptions, you have proven resourceful. Keep this up, and the right people will begin to notice if they have not already. She peers at you over her spectacles and smiles.
Faith.
You have certainly made my disaster of a day far less stressful.
Remember both.
For that, you have the thanks of the entire forge grounds and those who keep it running. She winks as she gives you a small smile. Bevruzi was right to send you to me. Do tell her not to be a stranger now. I could use more friends from the deeps. Here is her liquid opal. Give it to her with my compliments.
Return if
Yeah, I was gonna say, you should probably figure out pretty much immediately what I'm doing, Uthor. You could probably then immediately divine why I'm doing it. No, we're not doing this for BFA, but this felt like a good time to do it, and I wanted to do it on camera, so I figured first thing back from the short dark, we'll unlock Earthen. We'll need this soon anyways. So. Got it.
I'm still
Valkyrd came
working.
through, huh? A
Are
trade's a
you
trade.
leaving?
Here is the pass rune, but you did not get it from me. Yeah, I haven't seen any of this. This is actually all pretty new to me. And by pretty new, I mean, I don't know why I added the modifier pretty. This is all new
Moss
to me.
wolves play a
Shut up!
vital role in the upkeep of... I serve the Titans unswervingly.
Everyone in the city is always in need of something, and there is always someone with the means to acquire it.
Conversation.
I send you to a machine speaker to get us into the speakeasy, and you end up aiding the market reeve in the forge grounds in some roundabout delivery and trading operation. He smiles coyly as he claps his heavy stone in hands in applause. It makes a much quieter sound than you imagined. Well done, my resourceful outlander.
The eternal Titans sculpt your path.
Machine speakers are odd and secretive units. Some are prone to paranoia. Even so, the grievance they have over Steelvein must be smoothed over. As you have seen in the forge grounds, their quarrel with a single smuggler has put the entire city at risk. As council ward, I will not stand for it. Let us go to Argrin's employee Obstorn. See if he can deliver a diplomatic message to his overseer in the deeps. I will meet you in the tunnels.
Conversation terminated.
Now that we have the pass rune, let's pay a visit, shall we? Sorry, Bragwin. I haven't even given my speech about BFA yet because we're not actually there yet. The Hive Speaker petitioned for this space a long time ago. In all my years as council ward, I have never entered it. Trace the pass rune on the golem. We will make our introductions inside. Pass rune accepted. Proceed. Machine speakers, always so secretive with their possessions. Hey, Upstorn, I've got to, strip some cams. Titans keep you. That is a lot of booze in this room.
Are you here to help?
I mean, they're cats. Of course they work on X-Count. So, the council ward doesn't just have Steelvein in his pocket, but the Outlanders too. I would have guessed. Please hear him out. He just wants you to relay a message to Argrin.
Back to work.
I'm not hearing anyone out. You and Merrick are in league with Steelvein. Okay? You have picked a fight with someone who has killed Deathwing. I could go up from there, but honestly, I think that says everything it needs to. So I'm just gonna destroy you here. You've got a lot of health for an Earthen. Well, I suppose that's not that unusual. Ready to be reasonable? No? No? No. Okay. So in the middle of that, I would actually say Lei Shen is stronger than Deathwing. I've even said that, you know, as my formal opinion. Lei Shen is, as of this moment in time, to my knowledge, the strongest thing we beat without external help. Still. Because almost every big boss we beat since then, like, say, Argus back in Legion, or the final boss of Dragonflight, we fought all of those with help, right? So what Obstorn said was, I'm not hearing anyone out. You and Mercs are in league. You machine speakers and your ridiculous conspiracies. Ridiculous! How else would you have known to come here? Steel veins in your pocket, or worse, you're in his! Merrick's just smiled in response.
Conversation
I abhor
initiated.
violence, dissent, desperation, distrust. These are the consequences of ruling through fear. He frowns a moment before glancing down at Obstorn. But sometimes violence brings about clarity, and with it, revelations.
Very well. You are...
Now that you're come to your senses and are willing to listen, let me be clear. I am not in league with Steel Vein. I am Steel Vein. Obstorn shakes his head in disbelief. You, the Council Ward, Dornagal's most notorious smuggler. Precisely. And now that you know that, you have two options. You can bring this news to Arjun, or you can join me in fixing this. Why would I do that? Because if you reveal the truth to Arjun, your operation and my network collapse. Oathsworn and Machine Speaker alike will suffer as they go without, more of them leaving Gundargaz and Dornagal. Talk to Arjun. He sought to wound Steelvein, not all Earthen. Only you can avert the crisis this rift will cause. You're right. Arjun just wanted to get back at Steelvein at you. He won't be swayed easily, but I can try. Excellent. I told you this would be settled amicably. Yeah, no, Merrick's played this really well. I mean, nobody's surprised that Merrick's is Steelvein. But I think that's part of the strength of this. I'm going to use a weird example, so bear with me for just a second. Back in Star Trek The Next Generation, there's an episode called Clues, which is actually one of my favorite episodes in TNG. One of the things it does well... Don't you say it. Don't you say it. Okay. One of the things it does very, very well is it averts the usual I'm trying to think how to put this. Like, most episodes of Star Trek, most episodes of television in general, would have the whole thing being like, you know, oh my god, is Data secretly lying? Is he telling the truth? And it would just be the surface level thing, right? The whole mystery of the Clues episode would be, what's, you know, why is Data telling the truth or not? And that would be the mystery. I'm explaining this wrong because I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but you understand what I'm talking about. It would be the first level, surface level mystery. Clues isn't about that. Clues makes it extremely clear from the word go, Data is lying.
Tell me what drives you.
Yep, that's what I thought. The point isn't whether or not he's lying. The point is, why? What is actually going on here? What is the benefit or point of that? And that mystery is much more nuanced, and there's many more layers to it than just, you know, Data's lying. Because of course Data's lying. Of course Merrick's is Steelvein. But what's going on here and why? My favorite tidbit is when he talked about the cogs of the machines. Actually, it wasn't him, but, you know, each piece of the machine has to go in working order. And Merrick's flat out stating, you know, my city needs to be running correctly. Just, I love it. I love it. Anyways, sorry. It is my duty as caretaker. I have to do it before I shut down. No, let me take care of the kobolds. It's the least I can do for you.
Communication in... sorry. Hello.
I love the Earthen so much. Huh? Do I know you? No? Good. My memory isn't what it used to be. I am Korgran, a caretaker of Morning Rise, a place for Unbound who are ready for final shutdown. Those who come here for their final moments do so to break the Titan cycle, to be remembered as the Unbound they choose to be. Unless your kind experience stasis lock as we do, I'm not sure what help I can give you. Yeah, so the Earthen don't die like other people do. I don't want to go too much into the details, but I have a feeling we'll be going at least a little bit into it right here.
May all paths be open to you.
Also, I do like how it flat out states, hey, this is an unlock thing. Greater signposting has been a really good thing about War Within. I can feel my energy reserves depleting. I will soon not be able to execute my duties, which is why I have Urtago to take over. Before my systems grind to a halt, I must make sure the Morning Rise is free of kobolds. They have invaded the memorial sites I tend and plunder the unbound shrines and bodies there. Maybe it is good you are here. You may have the strength to help us. Please, help Urtago rid the site of the kobolds.
Let's commit our meeting to memory.
Do you have the explosives? Don't worry, Korgran, I have more than enough. I just don't want you to return cracked and chipped. I'll be careful. I wouldn't want to leave you alone with no one to take care of you. I'll come back to that in a second. So there was a series of quests in Dragonflight that I hope we'll be able to show off on camera that end up with you going back to the Dwarven guy. If you know Dragonflight, you know what I'm talking about. I say it that way and kind of vaguely on purpose because it's not one quest. Like, everyone remembers the one quest, because the one quest is very, very, very well signposted. It's the, hey, this guy has a series of quest things. It's right here, right at the Ruby Pools, right? And it's the dwarf remembering the past and being morose about it. It's a great sequence, right? Everyone praises that, and for good reason. What not everyone knows is that dwarf keeps showing up. And periodically you'll get something or get a quest to go back to turn into him. And there's one of the ones I remember in particular is right around here, where you'd go talk to him, and he's there with another black dragon, a much, much, much younger black dragon. It's really good. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even brought it up, but I just wanted to mention it because it's probably in the running for one of the best quest chains in the game. Even though it's not actually a quest chain, it's just a series of quests that happen to occur with regards to the same person.
What path brought you here?
Ah, look what these kobolds have done. I'm happy Cordrin hasn't seen this. He needs to rest and conserve his energy. I may stave off his shutdown a little while longer. At least until we're finished here.
Returning to task.
Korgan still calls himself the caretaker, but I'm the one who's been taking care of the Morning Rise for some time. Oh yeah, by the way, I know I'm saying it smoothly, but Morning Rise, as in sadness, not the beginning of the day. Morning Rise. I don't mind. Korgan is very kind, but the situation here has gotten away from me. We have work ahead of us.
Let's commit.
Take these gifts and place them by the past caretakers. Each gift honors their memory. I'd also like to perform some light groundskeeping, at least maintaining the site. Unfortunately, what these kobolds are doing will take us weeks to fix. Please do what you can about the kobolds. It would be unwise to leave gifts unguarded while they still roam the area.
Follow no directives but your own.
Sorry, kobolds. Candle's mine. For real, though. Piss off. shot of that. There we go. Can I? So... The Earthen above the plaque was wearing Stormrider armor. Most of it's been removed by force. The Earthen has also been bashed in the face by a blunt object. In remembrance of Caretaker Bagdor, once a celebrated Stormrider, she was discharged from the ranks when she turned away from the oath-sworn beliefs. A lover of fine cinderbrew and gems, she was an ardent Stormrider as she was a Caretaker. Yeah, by the way, no, J. Palmer. If you haven't caught on to it, these are not statues. That kobold just called for an ouch patcher. I'm actually a little surprised this quest chain is this long. Not in a bad way, just surprised. Yeah, there's weeds growing out of them. I don't call them Earthen for nothing. This plaque looks older than the others, and so does the Earthen standing above it. Even so, the cracks on his head and belt seem recent, as well as the missing part of his legs and gems. In remembrance of Caretaker Radok, struck down while protecting Morning Rise from Nerubians, he was beloved by all in his sector. Known as a brave fighter, he was no fearsome when playing his favorite card game, Resonance. There'll always be an empty chair for him at the sector's gaming table. And the remembrance for him is a deck of cards. And yeah, as their own personal way of dealing with death, they choose which pose they're in when they shut down. You know, I actually agree, Yura. That is probably exactly what would be chosen there. Kobolds, could you please? Could you please? Thank you. He's striking a big heroic pose, looking up to the sky. Literally gesturing. This shutdown Earthen has noticeable damage all over his body. New damage on his left arm where the gems are missing from his bracer. In remembrance of Caretaker Octon, known by his unit of friends for striking a victorious pose when he won an argument. May he rest victoriously as well. That's a gem for him.
Communication in... Oh, sorry. Hello?
Look at what these kobolds have done. I am happy that Cordred hasn't seen this. He needs to rest and conserve his energy.
Journey...
I'm amazed how much damage the kobolds have done. So many shut down Earthen desecrated. I know I am not yet head caretaker, but I take full responsibility for this. I should have asked for the mantle long ago when Cordred started to show first signs of memory overwrite and stasis lock.
May your choices return you here.
Looks like the kobolds have taken gems and other body parts off of these shut-down Earthen. Abominable. Find where the kobolds are holding their plunder and bring it back so I can return it to its rightful place later. This vandalism will not go unchecked.
Our lives are our own.
Desecrating a memorial site is one of our greatest taboos in Earthen society. This site is a window to our past, into memories and a place of self-reflection where we can commune with those no longer here. Still, so many of these kobolds infest Morning Rise. For their crimes, the kobolds deserve the harshest punishment. They must be culled even further.
Paths be
Jeez.
open to you. We must take extreme methods to stop
no,
the
no,
kobolds.
no, no, no,
plundering
no, 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 no. Well, shoot. So, you probably didn't notice that, but actually, that was actually a misclick, and that's probably going to kill me now. Yep, no. Dead from a misclick. I can accept that. I actually saw that, Uthor. Haven't listened to it yet for obvious reasons. If you're wondering why I'm having so many difficulties, by the way, my character is not geared at all. I have Dragonfly gear on. I am level 80. Well, if you don't ask right now, Lunarev. Dramatic pause. Then you have forgotten Lunarev, and it's dead and gone forever. I can write it down. I have a friend who does that. Just writes down questions for later. Is it BC right now? I need to do this week's thing. I just realized that. I have so much stuff to do. And notice the LGAs haven't even gone live yet because I still have to timestamp them. Gems, body parts, and equipment that were broken off and looted from shutdown Earthen. Sigh. Even when we know about the kobolds, do you think they have any idea what they're robbing here? I mean, they may. There's plenty of different kinds of kobolds. Could you stop throwing dynamite, please? Please? And yeah, if they're working for the Candle King or a loyalist to the Candle King, then yeah, they probably don't give a damn. Not a great person. Damn it, Fargo. His reach remains wide. I mean, no, I don't, Spartan, but by all means, continue. Okay. curiosity. Yep, I actually do not have the gear level to queue for heroics. I figured. They are very memorable. I actually agree with that. It's kind of like how Episode 1 of Star Wars is very memorable and very memeable. Doesn't make it good, but it is very memorable.
Welcome, Outlander.
Were you able to find the plunder?
Follow no
Thank you for doing
directives
this. She
but
nods to
your
herself as
own.
confirmation as she examines the items. I am relieved, but there's much work to be done.
May all paths be open to you. May your choices return you here.
I was not made as an Earthen of the sword, nor as one who calls for violence. That's the domain of the Storm Riders. What these kobolds did is frowned upon not just by us, the Unbound, but by everyone in Earthen society. I am not proud we had to kill them, but we had to stop them by any means.
Our lives are our own.
Now that we have landed a mighty blow, it is time to make sure we can block their tunnels so they cannot come back. Remember the stuff Gorgon asked about? Explosive sticks. His recipe. I have brought enough to shake a mountain. More than enough for the kobolds. Help me show them we will fight for what is ours so they will never come back.
Returning to task.
Until you do the world quest. Knowing kobolds, they will have run several workmasters, or leaders, in this raid. Find and eliminate the so-called workmasters. The rest will get disorganized, forget why they are here, and hopefully leave us alone.
Journey far and safe.
I guess we're getting this world quest done anyways, because it's the same quest we're doing now. So, to continue the parallels between 14 and WoW, one of the things I find funny is that one of the, I don't want to say complaints, but one of the more interesting things about Soken and how he tends to do things is he really, really, really leans on his motifs, arguably a little bit too much. The reason I find that so funny, wow, is because WoW has been leaning more into that, I'd say since BFA, really. And I do realize that I myself have said that WoW's music really, really starts to slap once we get to PFA, so make of that what you will. I'm going to need to swap these. Don't let me get swapped. Hello, Czar. I mean, I've said before that one of my favorite songs in the entire game is one from BFA. Huthor even knows what it is, because he and I actually are in agreement on it. Well, I shouldn't say agreement, but he agrees with me it's a damn good song. Listen, the Plaguelands Horns are the best song of this game. I will hear no disagreement on this. It's because it's vanilla, see. Tradition! For no reason. Tradition for its own sake. I guess that's what tradition means, isn't it? Womp. 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 No, it's okay. Okay, near as I can tell, and I could be wrong again, we really have heard the last of that song. There was a quest that went back to the East Plagues, and near as I can tell, that quest doesn't exist anymore, so we should be good. For once, I'm happy about that.
Hopefully that will finally deter them. But if I have learned anything, it's that kobolds always come back.
Frickin' kobolds. kobolds, am I right? Okay.
Speak freely. No directive needed.
What did I tell you? I felt the tremors from back here.
Let's commit our meeting to memory.
Eliminating the minds behind the operation will only buy us more time if and when the kobolds decide to do this again. Fortunately, there's still one more kobold brain we have missed. Until now.
May your choices return you here.
While you were dealing with the tunnels and the workmasters, I saw a peculiar kobold go into a cave to the northwest. The kobold seemed to respect him more than the others, calling him Grand Heister Bach and offering him the food you call cheese. This makes me think he is the real mastermind. If the kobold is in fact the real ward of this operation, we should take the opportunity to strike him down. Grand Heister Bach does nothing but sing, take the best candles, and eat lots of cheese. Oh, so he's a rich guy.
Our lives are our own. Our forged paths intertwine.
Yeah, this is his horde. And it is, it's just a straight up horde. Dragons don't even hoard that much. Oh, there's some kobold cheese. This cheese is beyond aged. It is the quintessence of aged. The mold on it is alive and looks deep into your eyes and into your soul. Maybe it's better to leave this slice of cheese to the kobolds. 132, little Billy. As you can see.
Ah, a new experience.
Ah, so much death. I'm glad this is over. Meet me at the Fallside outpost. I hope Korgan is alright. Morning Rise is a sad place, and not where I would like to have my final shutdown. The Morning Rise is a traditional place for shutdowns. Did we become the unbound from the Titans to be bound by traditions?
Tell me,
I'm
what
happy to see
drives you?
I feel the inner workings grinding. It's a sign of anxiety. Korgan nears his shutdown with every passing moment, and this place will be under my care. It's a lot of responsibility, but I believe I am ready for it.
Journey far and
But
safe.
before we talk about that, Jesse's mask just donated. Hang on. Ugh. What book? Oh god, I don't know. Most recent. Thank you, Jesse's mask. Always appreciate you. Oh, you know what? I've got a good way to put it. At the moment, we are doing Dawn Trail post-MSQ quests. Let's put that way. Guardians of the Galaxy, Cocoon, and Plague Tale Requiem. Thank you again, as always.
Welcome, Outlander.
I have often walked the path between the outpost and the Morning Rise Memorial Site. I can recognize the ruts made by my heavy steps, same as those who came before me. But as unbound, I wanted to be free of traditions that locked me into performing the same duties day to day. I chose to be a caretaker, but I wish I had wandered the Isle more. I didn't really know how much time I had left. I would much rather be shut down by the ocean, southeast of here. There is a lovely spot I have wandered to often. Or maybe Urtago is right, and I am just a crumbling earthen who is losing their pebbles.
May your choices return you here.
Before I shut down, I must craft an item that is meaningful to me, as a stonebound. It's a lantern I made and used until I lost it in a collapse. I became unbound shortly after. I wish to forge a new lantern to guide my way through these final moments. The lantern was made of an ore, made in small amounts of this area. I used a charged core. You may find them from the storm fangs. Gather these materials, and I will forge the lantern.
Our lives are our own.
There's one more thing I must do before my shutdown. An unbound master of a profession bestows their apprentice with knowledge and experience. It is a ceremonial tradition that is rather symbolic, rather than spiritual. I will set the forge for your return. Also, this guy's name is Warcraft. Hello, Warcraft. I'm nervous about Strangers of Paradise. So we'll see what we think of when we get there. That and Armored Core 6 are the two I'm most worried about, which is why I put them first. FromSoft game, Wolfenstein. That is reason enough for worry. It's okay, I've been wrong about everything else this last couple years. I'll add one more thing to the pile. Well, plus, don't forget, I've actually played all 3 Dark Souls games on camera, no less. Never reviewed any of them, but still. That was the other thing. Oh yeah, we did actually review Bloodborne, that's true. And we have streamed Sekiro. I think the only one we haven't done on camera is, No, I guess it's all of them, isn't it? Never mind. I'm wrong. Oh, nope. There was one. I knew there was one. Demon Souls. The problem with any Dark Souls game is getting the multiplayer working. Even 3 was a pain. 2 was awful. 1 is just completely off the board. Hell, even Elden Ring, we did have some issues. Not as many, but still issues. Of course, Spartan. That's actually funny. Don't worry, Bloodborne's coming out on PC. Let me double check here. Right about when Sony admits what the hell was going on with that outage the other day. Which I guess was actually yesterday at this point. I'm kidding, haven't they already admitted it? There we go. Nice forge.
Speak freely. No directive needed.
I can feel it. It's like a shadow hanging at the edges of my memory. It is growing, encroaching on me. It is like a dark fog that enshadows part of who I was and who I am. My body, it is hard to move, but there is work to be done. I do love making things. I was a stonebound, did I tell you that? We used to tend the buildings in the city. I can take joy in making the lantern. Yes, the lantern.
Journey far and
This will do
safe.
nicely. Now, hopefully, remember how to forge a lantern.
Returning to task. Goodbye.
Before its shutdown, we Earthen would ascend to the awakening machine below and renew our cycle, but now, even if it was working, I would see my cycle broken and be remembered as I am. These hands look strong, but they become heavier with each passing moment. The stiffness in my wrists and elbows will not let me carry items to the forge. Please, add the materials to the forge for me.
Follow no directives but your own.
Let's see if I can still do this. Or? Yeah, sure. There you go. This used to be easy. Not what I had in mind.
Ah, a new
No, I actually
experience.
failed the quest. Hang on. Okay, or... Oh, this is probably wrong. Or... There you go. Or, charged core. Here you go. You are a great helper. Player character. More heat. It is getting hard to concentrate. What am I making? Oh, right. The lantern. Who are you? Oh, Netherwind, wasn't it?
Our forged paths intertwine.
It looks like... I cannot remember. But this lantern is absolutely magnificent.
Returning to task.
The lantern is
Goodbye.
perfect. Enough of this. It is time. I can feel my memory clouding. We have to get going. Urtagu is waiting for us. They will join us on my final journey to Morning Rise, where we'll conduct a ceremony. It is nothing fancy, I promise. As I said, it is more symbolic than anything else. My head feels heavy. What was I doing? Oh, right. Meeting Urtagu.
Journey far and safe.
I feel I need to meet. Yes. Are you here to request my services as caretaker? Now, where did... What is happening? Corcoran? Are you alright? Who are you? How do you know my name? It's me, Artago. Please, you're confused. No! I don't know you. Leave me alone. Corcoran, stop. You will deplete yourself into shutdown.
Speak freely.
We have to find
No
Corcoran.
directive.
If he keeps exerting himself, he will shut down in the middle of nowhere. And it's not safe for him to be out in this condition. He'd be easy prey for Stormfangs and Kobolds.
Follow no directives.
This is horrible. I knew I should have kept a
but
closer
your
eye on him.
own.
Confusion is the last symptom before shutdown. Our memory is finite and starts overwriting. The more an Earthen exert themselves, the faster their energy depletes and they lose memories. Corgan must be scared, not knowing where he is or who he is. I'm such a boulderhead. Please. I think I saw him go east into the trees. Meet me up on the road.
May all paths be open to you.
Hope we can get to him in time. Good news is I am very fast.
A new
Corcoran,
experience.
where are you? Ah, there must be something we can do. Start looking for tracks? I am a mage. But, okay. There's the lantern. I know that lantern. Is it my lantern?
What path
I
brought
remember
you here?
you. In the mountains. Sorry. We worked together, didn't we? You are... He pauses and taps his right temple. He squints as he tries to remember your name. Netherwind. Yes, Netherwind. What was I talking about? Why are we here? Remember, I wanted to craft a lantern so it can guide me when I am lost. You helped me make it, but I don't recognize you. Everything is cloudy. I can't think. There was another, I can't remember her name. Her name's Artago. She's waiting for you.
Follow no directives but
Waiting
your
for,
own.
you say, for me. I must be important.
Our forged paths intertwine.
Well, Corbin's condition is sliding downhill fast. Strangling the lantern was a good idea. Thank you for guiding him back to me.
Let's commit our meeting
quick.
to memory.
Thank you, little one. Sorry for LGAing it up yesterday. I hope you at least enjoyed. And if you didn't, well, then I suck. Okay, so that's going towards Pokemon Violet. Civilization 7 and Live Alive.
Returning to task.
An unbound Earthen can't return to the Coreway, so we have the morning rise. Looking at Corrigan, remembering our last conversation. I may not be morning rise caretaker just yet, but with Corrigan's condition, it falls to me to be in charge. As unbound, we made our own rules and traditions. So what if he doesn't want to stand at the morning rise? If it's a seaside memorial he wants, it is what he will get. Meet me at the shore southeast of here.
Let's commit our meeting to memory.
So, someone asked about death. Come on, Corcoran. It's time to go. Who are you? Where are we going? It's me, Artago. We're going to the shore. Oh. Do I like the shore? Yes. It is your favorite spot to give yourself time to think. Time. So, it's good to hear from both you and Chemixco. This is the simplest way I can explain this is the Earthen were not designed to be sentient. They were not built for that capacity. They developed it for reasons I don't want to go into right now. The reason that's so relevant is because it means it's I don't want to say that they have planned obsolescence so much as that they were never designed. Yeah, it's kind of a droid problem. Something they don't touch on as often as I'd like in Star Wars is one of the reasons why they do memory wipes so often in Star Wars. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, yeah, to make them slaves. Yes, but there's actually another thing on top of that. And that's the fact that droids start to have issues the longer they go without a memory wipe. So, there's problems there. Let me put this in a very, very simple terminology. The Earthen have limited hard drive space. Once that hard drive space starts to full, what has to happen is they have to go back to this device, which they've referenced several times in this very quest chain, and they have to essentially undergo a memory wipe, freeing up space in the hard drive, and get their battery renewed. Renewing the battery, renewing the hard drive, means they can go back to work. That's how they were designed. Earthen are designed to be essentially perpetual workers. All they have to do is go back and, get reprocessed, get reset to factory default. If they don't... And yeah, the Doctor in Voyager had the exact same issue. He was never designed to have that, so he wasn't built with that concept in mind. And yeah, if you were paying attention, they mentioned several times, we can't go to the reset machine. That's because, for reasons I don't want to spoil right now, it's not available at the moment. So that means the Earthen have the next best thing to death that they would otherwise experience. Obviously, an Earthen's body can be destroyed, and its mind can be cracked, and all kinds of other things that would be normal death. But an Earthen left to their own devices is not functionally immortal, because at some point or another, their memory starts to overwrite. Literally. It's so easy to understand. It's actually really great how they designed this, because all that's happening is all of the data in their hard drive is getting overwritten at random as they're trying to reclaim hard drive space. So just random bits of data are getting overwritten, and that's while the battery is running dry. That is a view.
Tell me, what drives you?
Corgan's journey is close to its end. I need to do a few things to prepare, but I don't want to do any of them. I keep thinking if I don't, maybe he'll be here for longer. But I know it's time for him to go.
Journey far.
He enjoyed the walk, but it took a heavy toll on him. He barely recognizes me now.
Returning to task. Goodbye.
As unbound caretakers, we have a tradition for when a master bequeaths their mantle to their apprentice. Figuratively, of course. To do that, Corgan will need a horn. He would face me, blow the horn. The sound signifies the passing of the mantle. I saw shale horns west of here. I would be thankful if you could bring me several other horns so I can choose one that is suitable.
Follow no directives but your...
The unbound have a very symbolic ceremony of cleansing. We perform it before a shutdown. It is a symbolic process of purification. For it, we need to gather Ashenfold, a flower that grows around the isle. We waft the smoke of the burning flowers through the fissures and cracks in our bodies to symbolically remove impurities. We are then ready to embrace our final moments. She looks at Corgan with a hand on her chest, and her face falls.
May your choices return you here.
Kind of weird. In a fundamental sense, what the Earthen experience isn't all that different from old age death for us, but it feels worse for some reason. I guess it's because death by, say, dementia, or the memory one, I can't remember the name of right now, ironically, isn't a guaranteed for us. Some of us just go in our sleep. Alzheimer's, thank you. I've only ever personally interacted with one person who has Alzheimer's. That would have been my great-grandmother. No jokes. It wasn't pleasant. I mean, it makes sense to me as Mirrostar. Maybe this is just me, but our minds is what defines who and what we are, not our bodies. The distinction arguably doesn't exist, but from a conceptual perspective, it most assuredly does. To lose your mind is worse than dying. Because you are dead. That, you know what's really funny about that, Kira White Noise? That is fundamentally the same question about undeath, if you think about it. Hear me out for a second. There are many, many, many people who are dead who would actually probably want to be undead rather than dead, right? But you have no way of asking them. You can only force it upon them. Same general concept. The only way to find out if someone would rather exist is to force them up. It's actually even worse than that. Actually, now that I say that. Because, yeah, this would be a completely new person. You would effectively be birthing a new person. An undead can at least be the same person and say, hey, you know, I do not want this, and then they can kill themselves again. In the case of an Earthen, that choice isn't even there.
Communication in... Oh, sorry. Hello. Welcome, Outlander.
Yeah. Remember, the horns must be in pristine condition.
Our lives are our own.
These are beautiful.
May all paths
Flowers, thank you.
to you.
It is time for the ceremony. Please place the bowl of ashen folds by Corgan and hand him the horn. Once the ceremony concludes, I will be the new caretaker, and then I will have to say a final farewell to my friend. Corgan will shut down peacefully, knowing we were by his side in the place he loved most. Something I wish and hope for when it is my time. My core is mud, but it is great honor to stand here with him, with you.
Our lives are our own.
Tell me what drives you.
This place. The sound of the waves, the sand under my feet. It is bringing together what shards of memories I have left, but there are so many memories I've lost. My inception, my wanderings of this land. Ortago is right. There is no other place I would rather shut down than in the waves.
Our lives are our own.
Corgan, bestow the right title of caretaker of Morning Rise on you. And I, Kratago, receive the title with honor.
What path brought you here?
What an honor to be here, to be present at such an event. You are part of it, and I know deep inside him, somewhere within Corgan's core, there will be a living memory of you. Thank you. He gives me a trinket. Ortago gave you this horn. Using it would briefly share your knowledge with those around you.
Returning to task. Goodbye.
That's going in the key box. I always liked this spot. I always wondered what was beyond these shores. Here, the oceans will erode my body and take over the dark sea. My lantern will light the way. Remember, any Earthen who has the luxury of the choice chooses what pose they're in when they die, when they shut down. What do you mean by regen, Lenirith?
Speak freely. No directive needed.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. Jesus Christ. If you're talking about the regeneration from the machine, I can't remember the name of the damn thing. They've actually named it several times in this quest. But if you're talking about the machine, it doesn't actually regenerate them. In fact, it would be slightly more accurate to say that it kills them. The Awakening Machine, thank you. It really is extraordinarily similar to memory wiping in Star Wars. Repurposing might be a good word for what it does, or recycling. It just shuts off. God, I forget. They actually talk about it in more depth, but it's like it shuts you down, which is very, very close to death for an Earthen anyways. And then it wipes your memory, which is death. It is mental death. And then I believe it like replaces the core. Something like that. Yeah, that's how they renew the battery. Yeah, it's like we were saying earlier. It's not quite the same as the undeath thing. It's for people to vote for. Today's the last day you get to vote for WoW characters, right, girl? There is the archive. That's true. That's its whole other thing. I don't want to touch on that yet, but that is its whole other thing. Yeah, the bodies are repurposed. The person is gone. Now, here's the really tricky question. And I'm not saying this to meme. This is a legitimate question. Do you think Earthen have souls? Because souls are a tangible thing in Warcraft. They are a measurable aspect of this setting. Always have been. So, maybe? That's actually kind of a question mark, as weird as that sounds. To my knowledge, they haven't covered that yet, so we can only interpret or debate. I will say, I was going to say that's a possibility, Huther. There's actually another possibility, too. Remember, one of the things that they build Titan Forged with is anima and vitae, remember? We don't cover that a lot, but it is a consistent thing. It's entirely possible that anima is something that can, for lack of a better way to put it, generate a soul, right? And considering the Titans and their tendencies, it wouldn't surprise me. No, Magister. There's other worlds and other people and other sources of souls, all kinds of stuff like that. Of all the metaphysics they've delved into, they haven't actually quite talked about the origination of a soul yet. I'm fine with them not going into that. Oh no, it's actually really funny. When you think Lovecraftian, most people, what immediately jumps to their mind is tentacles and, like, eldritch abominations and horrors from beyond. But allow me to say with total sincerity that probably the most Lovecraftian villains in this setting are the Titans. It is done. Now is my time to take care and face the upcoming challenges of Morning Rise. I will miss Corcoran. I think this is going to be my new think-through spot when I need a zephyr of fresh air to clear my head. Or when I will need a listening ear.
May your choices return you.
I am now caretaker of Morning Rise. At last I feel the weight of this new responsibility on my shoulders. It is a great honor, but I must prepare it. Please help me ready one final task.
Let's commit our meeting to memory.
With Corcoran's shutdown, I am the caretaker. The Unbound will look to me to protect their legacy. It is a duty I must uphold alone. But before you go, please help me just one more time. Meet me back at the Fallside Outpost. See you around, Corcoran. Oh, I guarantee you, the Titans see sentience as a flaw. Sentience and sapience. 100% certainty. I don't want to spoil too much, so forgive me, but no, they totally freaking do. We theorized that before War Within ever even came out. It is 100% certain now. Urtago, these written words are my memoir, indicating my will and wish to follow the path of Kriegwald like many Unbound have done before. This is my request for a final shutdown. It is my choice, my decision, and the last chain I shatter to become truly free of the Titan's grasp. I know that when time comes, you will honor it and grant me the final moment of peace. I do have one wish that is outside of your traditional course for the final shutdown. I wish to be left by the shore and the place I travel to when I need some time for myself. I'm aware that is not what we do, but I implore you to consider it when the time comes. Do not worry when it does. Morning Rise will be in good hands. Your hands. May you forge your path well. Corcoran.
What path brought you here?
Before I told you, I had mostly assumed Corcoran's directive, but now I see that's not true. I did the work, but never bore the burden. That was Corcoran. I thought his strength was part of his directive, but now I know it is something I must learn. Corcoran went into stasis young, for our standards. I wonder if it was because of the duty weighed upon him. I may need an assistant soon as well. It is an honor to be a caretaker, but a dutiful burden. This memento is a reminder of what our work means, of what we truly wish to preserve.
Our forged paths intertwine.
A memorial placard inscribed with Urtago's name. You brought Corcoran peace in his final moments, and now you've helped me fulfill his absence. Your aid will not be forgotten.
Journey far and safe.
Rank 12. I'm nowhere with my reps. I haven't even been touching them. That's all MSQ. Yeah. Oh. The first step of being a new caretaker is prepare for their own death. That is appropriate. Jesus Christ. So that's War Within. Little preview. We're not actually done yet, but I just want to get across one of the reasons why I have faith and hope in WoW going forward. How many positives have I given this so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 positives so far for this quest chain. I stand by it. By the way. Where's the gear? Where's the actual gear? There we go. Is that better? That is somewhat better. Okay, apparently I have several 541 pieces. See, I actually like that analogy, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton, because I happen to really like broccoli. Seriously, do I already have all this crap? Oh, I already got all the time walking gear. That's why. Or at least I got some of it.
Farewell.
Pay attention, Laura. There. A little bit of a boost. I did too, off the deeper end. Eat your trees. Nice, little Billy. I don't even know what you get from those, but I am glad to hear that we're getting good luck on it. So the next one's the first zone down, right? The second zone, that is to say. Honestly, Bladerfall, if that quest doesn't do it for you, WoW is not for you. I'm sorry, I have no nicer way to put that. That is some of the best storytelling and writing we've ever had in this franchise. broccoli soup sounds good. Actually, I think I even know where it is. Because I saw it last time, and I refused to do it last time. It's right here.
Begin speaking.
You there. You're here to help, aren't you? The humming melody of the machines is changing, and I admit I am not ready. For so many years I served faithfully, and then... Well, the important thing is I'm ready to get to work again. But you see, my tools have all broken and scattered about. If you could keep an eye out for them and bring them to me, I would be in your debt.
Stay productive.
You can find the tools in the areas just outside Gundergaz. They might be buried. Bring them to me and I will get them in use again. Jeez, little Billy. Eh, nice. Hang on, I'm gonna go look at some wax statues really quick. This guy looks vaguely familiar. Does he look familiar to anyone else? Who's this woman? I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so is it in here? Is it up? Who's this guy? Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Is this it? Oh, this is just turning in the wax.
You ask where I got it.
Yeah, it's just turning in the wax. Here you go.
I'll bring back more shiny things. You need? I got. I find more stuff for you. Someone picky.
Sorry, just give me a sec. Just getting this out of my log really quick.
I find more stuff for you.
Ignore the friendly kobolds. It's fine. It's fine. Earworm? It can't even hold a tune. What's the good of it? Alright, So sorry, Lovecraftian, right?
Someone didn't get the message. These are Earthen.
So for those of you not aware, Lovecraftian refers to 3 different categories of things, and people use the word to describe one or any combination of them more or less equally. First is gross. That's the tentacles. That's easy. Right? Lovecraft, sure. Honestly, I would say that's the most common usage of that word. At least by common media parlance. The second is unknowable. Something that you literally cannot comprehend. Probably one of the closer things to true Lovecraftianism. But by obvious definition, something that doesn't show up in fiction yet because, and I find this amusing, it's kind of hard to write for something you can't understand. Like, how do you describe something that you cannot describe? It's sort of a self-defeating proposal. So you don't see that a lot in fiction, not really. Instead, we would tend to see stuff is either we don't see that at all, or sometimes they'll be like, here's something unknowable, and I'm like, but that's just a dude in a suit. You know, it's unknowable, but like, it's right there. I can tell you exactly what that is. Yeah, exactly, Ray Girl. It's like, The third is the type of Lovecraftianism I tend to enjoy. That is the uncaring. That is why I describe the Titans as Lovecraftian. Because being uncaring, being unnoticing. In other words, there's something that's malevolent, like a demon. A typical demon is like, I will kill you because I hate you. I have cruelty, I have malice. But a more Lovecraftian villainy is something that doesn't even notice you exist. Doesn't even process that you are there and that you are relevant. It happens to be walking on the ground and steps on you. That's Lovecraftian, in the third sense. And that is the Titans. There's no malice behind who they are and what they do. So, the machinist wrench, this is actually strange. Balanced to perfection for a hand made of stone, placed intentionally in the plinth, which is where I got it. The calipers were also put in a plinth as if for a funeral. And the gauge, No dirt mars the measurement, but it was split very deliberately down the middle.
Another interruption.
A machinist is nothing without the tools of office.
Raise the
My gauge, calipers, wrench! It feels good to have them in my hands again, though I have to admit I have not been entirely honest with you.
Remain vigilant.
Why are they so important to you? My purpose was to serve and fix the great forge that sustains our sleeping brethren. My tools are part of who I am and what I do. Why did you throw them away? After so many centuries, so many eons, the forge simply ceased to function. I lost my faith, I admit it. I took my tools and ritually buried them. But now things are changing. I have felt the ground rumble beneath my feet. I have heard the machines stirring. Music I longed to hear since I first awoke now rings through the caverns. With my tools in hands again, I have my purpose, and what's more, I can truly appreciate what I have.
Returning to work.
The tools didn't randomly end up where they found them. I placed them. I had reached a low point, and I saw no alternative. The machines, the great work, were never going to sing again. Why would I bother keeping them repaired? But now I see, and now I understand. The last tool I needed I dropped into the water, and it was eaten by a giant creature. I think that one might need a bit more force to be returned to me.
Raise the machine.
Okay. Literally called Oath Eater. Please stop vomiting on me. Kind of gross. There it is, a calibrated weight. Measured to a very precise weight, heavier than expected. Okay, I'm an extremely strong, skinny, tiny mage.
You are acknowledged.
Once I have all my tools back, I know things will be right again.
Remain
He doesn't seem bothered by the intestinal goo. You found it! Now let me get this cleaned up and the rest of the tools repaired, then I'll be ready to serve once again.
Stay productive.
That is all of them. Now it is time to do my duty and recast the tools, reforge them, myself, into what I was meant to be. A proud machinist of the ringing deeps.
Returning to work.
Rock and flame, storm and sea. Stamp our purpose onto stone. Tools reforged and function shown. Once again may purpose be. It is done. My tools and purposes are back in my hands.
Please proceed. Remain.
I can't thank you enough for all your help. I had lost my faith, but now I have my faith and my tools back.
Raise the machine.
That's funny. 1 second. Merrick's and Steel Vein. Okay. You got this, Magister. And Magister's dead. Yeah, Grey Wolf. I had to quote it. an interesting reason,
I have
Spartan.
an extended supply of goods for
But I'm with it.
outlanders.
No, ask where I got it. I'll bring back more.
Speak and be heard.
There it is. Trying to find this quest. The poster reads, Merrick's is corrupt, Steelvein is weak. They cannot protect the Earthen. They do not care about them. They spit on the edicts. Merrick's was bribed to reopen Steelvein's smuggling operation. Steelvein hides behind Merrick's authority. They're taking from your pockets to line theirs. Do not trust their lies. Lots of caps all over the place. Someone was following the caps lock rule of cool there. The words are written so forcefully they nearly tear the parchment in places. Ah. Dragonflight, Lunarith. Put simply. Also War Within in general, but still. Dragonflight was a hell of a reinvigorator for me. I'll talk about that when we get there. First, I'm going to take a brief AFK. He must have sent runners to post them all over Dornegal. A daring feat. I almost admire them for it.
I bid you well.
Yes, I am quite aware of the situation. It was rather disrupting my morning.
I have work to do.
Ugh. Opstorn has confirmed that Ardren, the overseer in charge of my supply line that runs the deeps, is the one who tipped off my peacekeepers. It is therefore also my opinion that Ardren is the one who penned the sedition. He must have sent his workers upstairs to post them around the city. It is imperative we remove them before the rumors spread further.
Go where the edicts lead.
Many of my peacekeepers have already caught wind of Ardren's sedition. I am told they are losing faith in my integrity as council ward, believing I have been taking bribes from smugglers to bolster my coffers. I can provide proof that no such transactions have taken place, clearly. We need to stop them from murmuring amongst themselves and giving the rumors power. Lies become truth through repetition. Now there's a quote for you. Can I say that one more time? Lies become truths through repetition. Jesus. Find any discussing the matter. Kindly disperse them.
We must talk later.
Arjun's behind this. I'd wager he thinks Steelvein paid you to keep me here. Not that I'm working with you. His reaction is unsurprising, but there was no way to inform him of your new station without arousing suspicion. I know, but I regret not talking him down before it erupted. This can still be solved peacefully. I am confident of that.
Moss walls play a vital role in the upkeep.
Mind you. Whoa there! Whoa, 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 whoa! Rude. My new directive is to pummel you in the face. Not yet, Spartan, but ask me again when we go through it for realsies. Hey, I gotta water the flowers. With what? A globe of water. Of course! What else do you water flowers with? God. When did I stop doing reviews? Never. I'm literally doing a review this very second. So, yeah, never would be the answer to that. It's kind of hard to stop doing something I'm currently engaged with. And that's not even a sex joke. Yeah, someone actually asked me recently to make it more difficult to restream a game in terms of reviewing. And I was very confused by that sentence because we already do that. Like, that's already a rule now. So I was kind of confused by that sentence. And they revealed that they were under the mistaken belief that I was re-reviewing WoW, when in fact the point is that I never have reviewed WoW. This is the WoW review. Perception, right? I mean, as much as I'd love to go through the hassle of completely rebranding from the word go again, nah, I'm good. Yeah, no, WoW is long. It is. This is the price that I willingly accepted for getting through this. We had the exact same problem with FF14, if you remember. We spent 2 months streaming FF14. And we got caught up. That was the whole point. Get to the point of current content, at which point any future WoW or FF14 streams are just going to be merely a long RPG. The good news is we're well over the halfway marker. In fact, I'm not sure exactly how far over the halfway marker, to be quite honest with you, but we're definitely over the hump, which is actually doubly funny, considering we're about to hit BFA in Shadowlands. But I'll give that speech during the second shift. And Huthor will be like, ah, the entire time, and just stabbing me in the eye, just right in the eye the whole time. Is that everything? That's everything. Well, the reason I say that, which I stand by, it's worth noting, by 12, is that most people are saying that we'd be reviewing WoW for like 6 months. It's not that long. Granted, there were a couple of slowdowns we ran into. Thanks, Legion.
Do you have an appointment?
We are overall, I'd say, about a week behind where we should be because of those interruptions. Very good. I will stem some of the damage Ardrin is trying to do to my reputation. Both of my reputations.
The eternal titans sculpt your path.
I am pleased to hear most of them were reasonable.
Must go. Apologies.
I do not know if Ardrin merely intended to sabotage me or wanted to force a confrontation. Either way, a confrontation he will have. I believe this situation can be rectified peacefully, but I cannot do it as Council Ward. Steelvein has never appeared in the stone, but he must now. I will parley with Ardrin in the deeps, and this situation will be concluded. I would have you accompany me, but there are some things I want you to know before that. Help me prepare, and I will speak with you.
Go where the edict...
My purpose is to protect all Earthen. It is the edict I follow above all others. When the Earthen split into the Unbound and the Oathsworn, those who leave edicts behind and those who follow them, I was caught in a paradox. If I helped those who abandoned Dornegal, that would break the edicts, but if it did not help them, that would break them just the same. So I bent them instead. I felt my programming bifurcate, I suppose. Merrick's and Steelvein, image and essence, facade, machinery.
The edicts can be
I love his, the fact that he's got this Titan globe completely masking his face, by the way. The Earthen need both, and would suffer in the absence of either. But some problems require Steelvein's unique touch. And yes, this is totally frickin' Batman.
I serve the titans.
I will have this solved
Mostly.
peacefully. Though if Ardrin asks for violence, he will answer.
Go.
I've not been to the deep since the machine shut down. Obstorn will have to guide us to Argrin's depot. Once there, I'll attempt a conversation. If Ardrin is not amenable, which I suspect will be the case, we will respond with equal force. Our goal is to bring him back into the fold, not beat him into submission. Ruling by fear only breeds resentment. We'll meet you in the deeps. Come swiftly, and speak of this to no one.
Back to business.
Yeah, no, very Zereth Mortis. Arjun's office is just ahead. I am pleased you could join us. Hey look, some sparking Hulk bots. I think I know where this is going. You're throwing a shield, no reason.
Do you intend to idle all day?
Hey, Steelvein's here to speak with you.
Keep me informed.
Well, look at that. You finally found some bravery. I just want to talk, Arjun. If we can come to an agreement, I have no quarrel with you. Too bad, because I have a quarrel with you. Yep, I'll deal with the Hulk bot. It's the bat! You don't mind if I break your toy, right? Oh, you want me to break both your toys? Jeez, okay. Look, Rick girl. I was going for like that, I forget the composer, but the guy who did the Batman movies music. Fine, stop. You want to talk, Steel Vein? You have a lot to answer for.
Shh. Keep your voice down.
Now that Arjun's willing to talk, we will talk, and all this will be settled. You have my gratitude. Thank you, Elfman.
Conversation.
Whoa! I didn't come to fight you. I just want to talk. To talk, I want action. I want all the ore we agreed upon and Obstorm back. Our shipments have slowed, you know that. When the Unbound left... As if Dornigal's issues are the only issues. The machine speakers have our own troubles, but we still held up our end. And you've taken the only person I trust. I heard Merrick's arrested Obstorm. Did you pay off the Council Ward? Argren, I joined Steelvein on my own. I had to do something to keep goods flowing and Earthen from suffering. Argren, trust us. The situation in Dornigal has improved. I will get you the ore. Obstorm will make sure of it as my new auditor. Fine. If you can get the ore, now you have the Council Ward in your trail. I believe I can keep the Council Ward out of this. Do not worry. Good. I can't stand that smug bastard. Let's talk business. Put this to bedrock. I hate Bruce Wayne so much, Bats. He's so terrible. Interesting. Yeah, Bats is like, I know, right? Screw that guy. Okay. We've unlocked Earthen. Before we progress, the time has come to do one other thing. And then I think I'm going to take a slightly early lunch break. Possibly lay down. I'm not doing great. I haven't been doing great all week. Let's go on. You know what? Fair. Pillars of Snow. By the way, hi, Mr. Red. I hope you were doing as well as you can, given the circumstances.
Many deals.
Not as bad as it used to be off the deep road.
Like you.
The move did me good.
May your feet find good treasure.
Yeah, the Earthen starting zone, that actually will be done in a second. Yeah. So, first of all, let's get rid of this. Daytime. Alright, so, one of the things I did during the week off was fully complete, well, mostly fully complete the class audit. So, the classes are actually pretty much fully done as of this point in time in terms of auditing. I'm pretty happy with where things lined up. Some interesting back and forths here. Put this down here. There we go. So, for example, Fire Mage. I'll give you a specific. Fire Mage got a +9 to gameplay and a +1 to build. Whereas, by contrast, an Arcane Mage only got a +6 to gameplay, but a +2 to build. And so forth and so on. I'm not going to go down the whole list. Nobody cares. But the point is, that was something I did. I spent a long time, a couple of days actually, going over with a fine-tooth comb. And it's one of the reasons we've been bouncing around classes so much, is so I can feel what each class feels like at each level bracket and see the talents and blah, 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 blah. Except Hunter and Paladin and Evoker, actually. So obviously we haven't touched Paladin at all yet. That's happening in Shadowlands. And Hunter Marks, I deliberately left that off because that's getting an overhaul in like a few weeks. And Evoker, we're saving that for Dragonflight. So those are the question marks. But for the most part, everything else is all done, except for the Viscerality. So, the first thing I wanted to ask you all is, let's examine a conceit. There are 3 spokes of Viscerality, right? So the first is sound design. The second is visuals, which you also just kind of saw a second ago. The third is impact. If I hit something, and we've talked about impact before, because this is actually something that goes back a long time for me when it comes to game design. Probably the first time I really noticed this was all the way back in Final Fantasy VIII on the PS1. Because in Final Fantasy VIII, you can do big, super huge, mega, ultra death animations, which do 500 damage. Yeah, exactly. And impact is a big deal. So, yeah, I was going to say, Frost Death Knight is actually a pretty good example of impact when it comes to WoW in particular. But here's the thing. The conceit is that over in FF14, we reviewed each class based on those 3 spokes separately. In other words, the range of positives a class could get for Viscerality was 0 to 9. My question for the group, my question for the board is, should we continue with that conceit or not? If we do, no auditing, no need to revisit that. That is how it is. What do you think? As opposed to what? 0 to 3. The idea here is actually fairly simple. Viscerality is incredibly important to an MMO because you spend an inordinate quantity of time doing that. Seeing, listening, and feeling what you're doing. I mean, I don't even need to prove that. I've been doing it for the last month and a half now. Most games, Viscerality doesn't tend to go that high, mostly because most games that we've covered so far don't have that good of Viscerality. There have been a few exceptions, cough cough, Doom 4, and Doom 5. But for the most part, we've just been kind of, giving Viscerality within a 0 to 3 range, or negative, or you get the idea. And that's, Takoida's also correct. In WoW in particular, attack animations actually vary based on race. So there's only so much we can do to truly gauge this. Exactly, Pillars. See, that's what I was thinking. For example, a Frost Mage has incredible... a Frost Death Knight has incredible impact, whereas an Unholy Death Knight super does not. However, an Unholy Death Knight also has a swarm of the damned rolling over your enemies, which looks very cool, but Frost Death Knights, frankly, don't look cool at all, and I understand the pun in that, and I don't care, because I stand by it. And so forth and so on. That's what this boils down to. Do we want to cover all 3, or just cover it as a group? I will admit, because I don't like to give my opinion, but since I've already started seeing some people's opinions, I lean towards all 3 being gauged equally in the same manner that we already did. For those of you familiar with FF14, to give a specific example, Machinist had a tremendous amount of positives for Viscerality because it looks, sounds, and feels good, right? You launch that giant freaking drill into someone's face, it looks awesome, and it does a huge amount of damage, especially since it's probably an auto-crit. By contrast, something like, say, Paladin certainly has some good look behind it, but not much else going for it. And so forth and so on. You get the general idea. Also, True Blade Small. I actually have a note literally in my audit sheet. I'm staring at it, which says revisit this in Patch Trail. Did I say morning to Ross? Good morning, Ross. I smell burning. And it could just be the kitchen. But I'd rather be sure. I'll be right back. It was not the kitchen. Someone's just burning leaves outside. It's funny because I don't think we're allowed to do that around here, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, it didn't smell like a proper burn, but you know me. Well, I guess you don't know me at all. I have a really good sense of smell for things that are burning because I've worked around electronics for most of my life. So, Frost Mage, right? You just kind of saw it, but let's go over that one more time. Again, the three spokes are impact, sound, and visual. So, here's my knee-jerk thoughts as we go through this. Hey, Valerian. Happy Sunday. Sound. I'm actually kind of with the sound. It's got that whole bunch of shots going thing. I think the visuals are fantastic. I kind of picked an AoE spot on purpose so you could really see just the sheer quantity of ice that can fling out all over the place. The biggest problem with Frost Mage is impact, because Frost Mage tends to be a whole lot of death by 1,000 cuts kind of a thing. Or no, I don't know why I said that. That's extremely wrong. No, that's absolutely wrong. Frost Mage tends to be lots of nice big hits. Like that one, which you probably didn't even notice, just hit for 1,000,000. So impact is definitely something Frost Mage has got. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling the sound is actually the weaker part of Frost Mage. Lightning, if given a choice, off the deeper end. So, I'm feeling... I'm just going to jot down some rough notes here. I'll type these up into something more succinct later. What? Unlimited! Sorry. Look, you gotta enjoy your life, right? You gotta enjoy your job. Here we go. Okay, viscerality. They do not. It's just a proc and it only lasts for like, I think 10 or 15 seconds. I guess I could check. It was actually 25 seconds. My bad. So that feels like a triple overall. In other words, 1 for visuals, 2 for impact, none for sound. Does that sound about right? We're kind of establishing a baseline here. I have numbers for FF14 if that helps, but that would put this down at, say, the level of a bard or... nope, that's wrong. This would put this down at the level of a dragoon or a paladin, pre-100. Which, that actually feels about right, now that I'm saying that out loud. Oh, absolutely not Spartan. But congrats. So, let's switch to fire. Ignore all this. Ignore Spellslinger. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Now, I know a lot of people like fire. In fact... Oh, hello. What? No. And we never will. Not a friend. Ever, 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 ever. 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 Ever, ever, ever. Okay. Where's my other page? You. Might as well do it on her anyways. Fire is very frenetic and absolutely rewards the player for having good reflexes and hitting the right things at the right time. I actually find fire probably the most challenging to min-max, but you also don't have to, if that makes any sense. Good floor and good ceiling, in other words. Second, please. What in the world? I can't stop getting interrupted today. It's my life. Fire. Now what? What was I going down? I know I was grabbing that. Gotta have the Phoenix. I mean, come on. Let's go with that. Simple and solid. Fire has pretty good build variance, yeah. Where's fire? Fire, yeah. Fire got some build positives. Okay. Where's like the bundle? I guess this is the bundle? You'll do. So, as I was saying, fire. You probably don't even notice it, but that's a good example of what you can do with fire. And I even pulled it off properly. So, I was in the middle of casting Fireball, and I had 1 crit, which is that hot streak that surrounded me. So in the middle of casting Fireball, I hit this ability, because I can actually cast in the middle of casting as fire. And that gave me the 2nd crit, so then Fireball goes off, and I immediately tossed off the Super Nuke, which didn't hit until the previous proc had been consumed, giving me another hot streak proc, let me do another thing. Now, obviously, most of what I'm talking about is gameplay-ish, so yeah, we're here to talk about viscerality. I think sound is much better. In fact, let's get rid of the music. Let's just kill that. Let me shut up for a second. It's pretty short, Bragwin. Like I said, this is a very frenetic class. It's one of the things I like about it. Yeah, I think sound design is definitely improved over Frost here. You can even hear the Phoenix periodically. Visuals, I'm actually kind of with Blade Taval. I'm not super impressed with the visuals of Fire. The impact is great. Impact, if Fire doesn't have, like, the one big hit, it also doesn't have death by 1,000 cuts. Instead, you feel like you're a machine gun. It actually feels a lot like Machinist, if I'm being honest. Just bam, 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 bam. So I'm feeling good. There we go. Where's the notes? There. I'm feeling good. Sound. Here on Blade Traval. Have a good lunch.
Arcanon Poros.
Right. Okay. Actually, yeah, FF9 has some good sound design. Yeah, Fire's visuals just are suffering from the fact that they haven't been touched on for quite a while. And that is a shame. I do like that. I don't remember when they added the new effect for the Fire Shield, but I do like its effect. Yeah, I think that's good. I can't believe this. I think I'm going to give Fire Mage overall less viscerality than Frost. Not by much, but by a little. Let's switch to Arcane. Now, I'm super biased here, so you're going to have to check me. But 9 positives. 9 positives. Okay, sorry. I mean, I suppose I could just not cover viscerality this entire review and do it whenever we do Hatch Within. The only reason I wasn't even thinking about doing that, Fife, is because, to use a direct example, Demon Hunter, which I've already played both hero specs on, doesn't change its viscerality at all. No, that's not true. Doesn't change its visual and audio viscerality. I just realized the impact is actually different. That is interesting to know. No, that is actually a valid point. I hadn't actually thought about that. All right, you know what? I agree. Let's just delete all this. And we'll do viscerality later, which means it's lunchtime. Peace!